Hello, Mike Ortel here, just wanting to share a little bit of God's love and history in the Bible with you. My wife and I just returned from being gone 3 weeks, never taken a 3-week vacation like this before, but we went back, as Pastor Gary would say, to my native land. I went back to Maine, where Lynn and I 7 years ago left to come here in this beautiful state, in this valley called Phoenix. And as I was here in this valley, eventually you get this urge to go back to my homeland, my native land. And while I was gone, my wife and I had a wonderful time. It was almost like a 3-week honeymoon to us, going back to friends and places and this, that, and the other thing. And the food, the language, they speak different in New England than they do here. And we were in the northern New England states, especially in Maine. And we just dream about it all year and took it in. Well, as we got back, and everything was building up back home, and we had to get back into the grind of things, and we kind of said, oh, we got to do it. But my little grandson and my daughter were at our house, and they not only picked us up at the airport, but they also had something prepared for us when we got home. As soon as we walked into the kitchen, there was good food, aroma. My daughter had an amazing meal that we like. And then my little grandson, I noticed that the door, as soon as you walk into our kitchen, there was a door going into the living room, dining room, and it had some paper across that. And so he had something planned too. And so we ate our dinner, and then he led us to what his surprise was. And his surprise was none other than, here, you take the scissors and cut. So the ribbon cutting ceremonies, and we walked in, and there was Lincoln logs made with certain houses and stuff, and he made the Tower of Pisa, which was the Empire State Building down in New York City. And he was so excited to say, look at this and look at this. I did this all for you, and I missed you, and I'm glad you're home. My daughter did it with the food. And we were very excited. But my grandson said, Davey, he says, Papa, sit down, and we're gonna make some Lincoln log house. And I'm thinking to myself, I've got every minute, right down to the second plan, that I've got to go do this and do that and minister to these people. And my mind was thinking about it on the airplane, even while I was eating, and he is telling me now, after I took the time I hadn't expected to cut the ribbon and go into the living room, he had it all planned that I was to spend time with him. Now, with a child and with an adult, whether it's a spouse or not, time, which is a 4-letter word, equals love. And if you spend time with somebody, you're saying, I love you and I'm going to take time with you. And so Davey was so excited. And when you do that 4-letter word time to give to somebody, which is a gift, and I said, and I wanted to say, Davey, I don't have this time. I got other things to do. I got bigger fish to fry. But what's that? Saying you're lower than a fish. And I didn't want to communicate that to my son. So I said, Lord, somehow help me to communicate to my son, my grandson, to his mother, my wife, that I love this boy. And so I pulled up a little chair, which is about that off the ground, and we started playing Lincoln logs. He was the one putting them together, and I would fish out a log that he wanted to put into this thing. He was having a ball. We got done with that. I said, it's time to go. Oh, Papa, let's put a roof on it. Let's do this and do that. Really, I only spent about 10 minutes with him. But that 10 minutes was like 10 hours to him. It spelled time with a child and anyone who is craving some love, attention, because they're lonely, is love. And it also says, you're important. You matter. You're valued. And I'm thinking in this crazy world that we live in, how little time we take with those who we say we love, but are we putting other things before our loved ones? Sometimes it's a flower, but But the biggest thing is called time. Take time with God, show him, because he's longing to be with us, that he is important and valued and a part of my life. Do it with people, especially with the little ones who get not always the quality time that they need. Jesus took time. He left heaven to give us 33 and a half years. He loved us. And he says, I came to this world to not only love up on you, but to show you how much I do. I'm giving you the price that it took, my life, on this expensive errand. Time with God is time well spent. Time with your grandson is time well spent. Time with your child is time well spent. Time with your loved ones, spouse or whoever, is time well spent. Have a great day.